Welcome back to In the Ring. I'm your host, Rich Diaz. Now let's talk wrestling. Last week, I gave you my top 5 WWE Winged Eagle champions. Be sure to check that out if you missed it. Well, kids, let's continue where we left off, and without any further ado, I bring you the list of Rich. Here are my 5 least favorite WWE Winged Eagle champions of all time. Number 5, Mr. Bob Backlund. Listen, guys, I respect the man for his in-ring work. He's an amazing wrestler. Always has been, always will be, because I think he's still doing it to this day. But he was 117 years old chasing the championship from Bret Hart. He finally wins it at Survivor Series, holds onto it for 3 days, and loses it right away to Kevin Nash / Diesel. That was such a waste of a title reign. I mean, I know it was a transitional thing to get it from Bret Hart to Diesel, but jeez. Number 4, from parts unknown, the Ultimate Warrior. Guys, listen, I don't know what your opinion is on the Ultimate Warrior. He was one of my honorable mentions that I should have made on the worst WWE superstars of all time. He beats Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6 in Toronto for this championship. Starts doing things like changing the color of the belt. Like, what is that? And just never did anything that warranted him being a world champion, which is why he finally lost it to Sergeant Slaughter and was never ever world champion, thankfully, again. Number 3, Psycho Sid. Now, I'm not gonna say too much just in case he's hanging around here with scissors. But I never respected Psycho Sid as a wrestler. As you know, he's on my list of worst wrestlers ever. And I don't understand how he was given 2 reigns with this championship. Once beating Shawn Michaels and once beating Bret Hart. Why don't you just take the championship and then piss on it right on national television for that matter? You know? So Sid sucked as a wrestler, sucked as a champion. I was glad to see him lose it to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 13 and never be allowed ever again near the championship. Number 2, Sergeant Slaughter, maggot. You needed to get Hulk Hogan over so badly that you had to take the G.I. Joe guy and make him the Iraqi sympathizer. So what do? You put the championship on him, because why not? I mean, hey, they couldn't do that for Muhammad Hassan post 9/11, but they do this for Sergeant Slaughter during the Gulf War of all things, where WrestleMania even had to be moved to a different venue because there were fans threatening Slaughter, threatening his family because of what they were seeing on TV. And number 1, worst Winged Eagle champions of all time, Big Daddy Cool Diesel, the worst drawing champion of all time. For those of you out there that does not know what that means people were not buying tickets to see Diesel defend the championship. He beat Bob Backlund for it. He held it for about a year, losing it to Bret Hart, thankfully. Vince, what were you thinking? I know you have your obsession with these big dudes and holding the championship and all that, but Diesel started that trend of the worst people that should have never been champion. Hence why nobody paid to see him to be champion. And that's why he's number 1 on Rich's list of the worst champions of all time. All right, guys, that's my list, and I'm sticking to it, of the worst guys ever to hold the Winged Eagle championship. But now let's see if you agree with me or not. Leave a comment below and let me know who's on your list of the worst 5 Winged Eagle champions of all time. I'm Rich Diaz, and this has been In the Ring. I'll see you this Thursday for Battle of the Brands.